Okay, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Instead of just my usual like writing loads of stuff on my blog, I thought I would make a video. So here's to hoping that this little experiment turns out to be useful for everyone. Right, what I'm going to do is today I'm going to show you how I start out analyzing a BaZi chart. These are basics that every student of BaZi should probably be practicing when they start analyzing a chart, and it's the kind of stuff that people don't do despite the fact that it's really simple. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm not going to really analyze it right now. We'll save it that for part 2. But I'm just going to show you what is the sort of prep that I would do. So the first thing I do when I look at BaZi chart is I take a red pen, highlighter will do, and I highlight the stuff that looks relevant or interesting to me in the chart. Obviously relevant here being defined by what is an interaction, a clash, a harm, a destruction, etc. So in this chart, we notice that, I'm going to circle it right now, got a combo there, okay, and we have a half combo here. Okay, so by circling it in the chart, I'm reminding myself that I really need to pay attention to those two factors, or I need to be aware that these two interactions have to be KIV'd. Now the next thing I'm going to do is then I'm going to check the chart to make sure that there are no missing elements, because there's a lot of information you can get from missing elements, a lot of conclusions that you can arrive at about a chart from missing elements. So this chart has a missing element, and I know that because it says so there, 0. Assuming you don't have the calculator to help you, you basically just need to go through the elements. So we have fire, we have water, we have earth, which is the day master, we have wood, and we have no metal. So first thing we know is that metal is missing in this chart, and we're going to have to correlate that to the 10 gods that relate to metal, and keep in mind that metal is an issue in this chart. So after we've looked at the chart and evaluated some of the basics, we then extend our perspective to include the luck pillars. So this person is currently in the 30 to 40 luck pillar. So circle that so that you keep it in mind. Alright. Now the next thing you do is you look at this pillar and you look at the chart and you go, so what's interesting that's happening here? So the first thing that you can see is there's definitely an interaction between the dragon and the rabbit, which is a harm. You also have interaction between the goat, the pig, and the rabbit, which is a 3 harmony combo. So again, okay, so I know that I've got to keep an eye on this thing, and I know that wood is very, very strong in this luck pillar. Okay, also relevant at this point in time is the fact that metal is in this luck pillar, and metal is not in the original BaZi chart. Okay, so these are some of the preliminary things that you need to do when you start analyzing a BaZi chart. Next up, analysis, I think. Thanks for listening, and let me know what you guys think of this idea of doing video podcasts.